What's good, everybody? It's Mr. Composition, the MC that writes fiction, and we got the Jujutsu Kaisen 262 leaks and spoilers are out. And man, we had a break, and I was almost kind of feeling some type of way because it was short, and then we get to the end of this, which honestly makes it, in my opinion, worth it. But if you're new to the channel, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, notification bells on so you don't miss when I drop a new video. And get well soon, Gege. You know, it's not his fault or anything like that. I think just within the break, we kind of expected just definitely not a short chapter, but hey, he's dedicated. We at least got a chapter. And I think the ending of this chapter leaves so many questions that to be on another 2, almost 3 weeks, because I think the next chapter is going to come out towards like the very, very end of the month. I think that there's going to be a lot to be able to go back and look at. So what are we talking about here? So the chapter begins with Sukuna and Yuta in Gojo's body opening their domains, and Yuta successfully manages to reduce the size of a limited voice barrier to the size of a tiny basketball like Gojo did. So if you remember, back when Gojo was facing Sukuna, they was able to do that, and everyone was all like, whoa, what's going on? Now that's going to play an important role as far as later on in this fight. Narrator says that's the solution Gojo created for Sukuna's open barrier domain is to make a small barrier domain which can withstand the effects of malevolent shrine for approximately 3 minutes. And Yuta talking to Sukuna's, taking Sukuna's fatigue into consideration, he says it's possible for me to withstand his domain for 3 minutes just like Gojo did. And then the narrator says Sukuna has reduced effective curse technique range to just around Yuta's barrier and eliminated Limited Shrine's 99-second time limit. Now, what's interesting about that is, of course, that makes sense. So by Sukuna reducing the size of his Malevolent Shrine, of course, that would be able to extend past the 99 seconds, because with it getting shorter, he should have it's less, energy, so to speak, so he'll be able to, have it for longer. So that's interesting. Now, another interesting point that I think that's going to be brought back later, and even in regards to what we see at the end of this, is that we find out that before the fight, Yuta swapped souls with Gojo to train and improve his barrier technique. But before we get into that, this video is sponsored by me. Hey, if you want to dive into new music, I have a catalog. Yeah, these are not singles, these are albums. But more recently this year, I did release an album called Tame Chaos. So you can listen, stream, download, purchase, all of that in the link in the description. And just, check it out, because I want to see if people are actually seeing this and going to the site. So anyways, guys, so just that, I feel like there's going to be something maybe in Gojo actually coming back, because it's just all like, yo, what does that, entail? So now Yuta says under 3 minutes I'll damage Sukuna enough to where he can't maintain Malevolent Shrine. And Sukuna says I'll destroy Infinite Void under 3 minutes and expand my Dominish to finally kill everybody. Now, that is freaking crazy. Yuta then tries to pull Sukuna using blue, but Sukuna suddenly reduces the distance. So we get to see Yuta about to use blue. He didn't quite get to use it. And Sukuna wraps his amputee arms to hold Yuta and lands a punch on his face. Now, Yuta wonders how did Sukuna manage to attack and realize that alongside domain expansion, Sukuna simultaneously used domain amplification to penetrate through infinity, which allowed him to land an attack on Yuta. Sukuna has an evil grin on his face as he thinks the sorceress can't share info about what's happening inside the domain through Mei Mei's crows. Now, that is interesting because when we seen them looking at the fight, but they don't know what actually went on in the barrier, and because of that, Yuta didn't know that Gojo had experienced that and pretty much had the same reaction. So Yuta having the same reaction is very, very interesting. And it's almost just like this redo of the body. Like I feel like there's going to be something with that. You know, the swapping of the souls, Gojo and Yuta swapping souls for Yuta to actually be inside Gojo's body, but then experiencing almost like deja vu the same thing. But even though they can't get information out with the crows, because you know they can't get inside the domain, it would be crazy if like he randomly, like Yuta randomly had one inside Gojo's pocket or something like that. That would be crazy. But the scene switches as we see a fully manifested Rika crying and grieving, calling Yuta's name as she dearly holds his lifeless body. Now, this was the crazy thing. For one, we see Yuta's body and it's actually fixed up. That's one thing. And we have a fully manifested Rika. That's another thing. So this is very, very interesting. You know, it's like, how was the body swapping actually going down? How is all of this actually working to where he has his brain in Gojo's body, but he doesn't have the ring on, and the ring is still there with Rika. So I feel like they wouldn't show his body being stitched back up if he wasn't gonna go back into his body. But then it makes me think, how is this gonna happen? You know, of course, you know, we could come through, take Gojo's body, you know, and everything like that. But it just makes me think this is where this chapter gets very, 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 very interesting. And also, oh my goodness, this looks so freaking fresh. Like, we look at the weekly Shonen Jump, and then we get this. This is dope. You got Gojo, you got Sukuna, you got Gojo again, Sukuna, Yuji, Sukuna. Like, this is cool. You got Choso, you got that whole scene. That's very, very interesting. And then we got this, which is very dope. Oh man. But yes, right here we see, so that's, I feel like that's gonna play into something as well, you know. So ooh, man. Anyways, get well soon, gay. Let me know what y'all think about this chapter. I didn't get a chance to do a chapter review as far as the other one, but I may be able to get one with this one. But man, this is crazy. There's a lot to speculate. Let me know y'all's theories and thoughts in the comments. But it's Mr. Composition, MC that writes fiction. Back at it with another reaction. Make sure to like, subscribe, notification bells on so you don't miss when I drop a new video. On the road to 5K. Make sure to check out the description for my music, books, comics, and more. All right, y'all. Peace.